Hello everyone, it's Red with RedDragonLeo.com, and we did get a little selling into the close today. I was pleasantly surprised. I thought we was just going to trade sideways all day long, but finally we put in a decent little red day. It didn't go out quite exactly the way I had thought it would go on my weekend video post. It instead of, here's the 30-minute chart, the 60-minute chart. I actually thought it would kind of go down, cycle back up, and then sell off into the close. But it pretty much just traded sideways all day long and then sold off to the close. So I guess the end result is the same. Either way, we did sell off. It just basically traded sideways most of the day. After initial gap up, and then pretty much sideways all day, and then a sell off until the close. So I was looking for the 30-minute chart to cycle back up and go positive a little and then sell off, but it didn't do it. It just pretty much stayed negative all day long. So as for tomorrow, I think we're going to bottom out here pretty quick, probably in the morning, and then recycle back up, and probably even put in a positive close. It's very, very possible, especially if we initially gap down, even if it just opens flat and just initially sells down in the first 30 minutes to an hour. This here, full stochastics here, is really telling us a story that it is right now getting close to oversold territory down here. And the 60 on the 60-minute, you can see it still has a little ways to go. So what I'd like to see here is within the first hour is what I expect to see. It's not what I like to see. I'd like to see it just tank, just fall off a cliff, but I don't think that's going to happen. The volume was just too light. I mean, it was pathetic. It was horrible. It was 100 and some million on the SPY. What was it? 109 was the total volume. I mean, that's just pathetic. That's not a sell-off, folks. That's just the technical charts just doing what they're supposed to do. So without any heavy volume, I think the best we could hope for here is for this not to take out the current high right here, which it could, I don't know. But I do expect, after an initial selling in the morning, I do expect it to curl back up and come back up here and put in another smaller histogram tower, and that would make a triple negative divergence. And I say that for several reasons, a hunch maybe, or just a feeling, but I think primarily the reason is because of the light volume. So just getting kind of a feel for the chart with the light volume, just doesn't seem like this is going to put in this massive trough low like this and really tank tomorrow. I don't think that that's going to be the case. I think we'll get some initial selling in the morning, and I think this is going to curl back up and close up here somewhere, maybe less than this, and be positive, and actually close the day positive. So I think we're going to go down here in the morning. At some point we're going to curl back up. It doesn't have to go all the way to 20. It can go to 20. At some point I think we're going to curl back up. So this should go down and then kind of work its way down lower. This is not likely to go below zero, I don't believe. So, but this, I think, will curl back up into the close tomorrow, or in the second half of the day, we'll put it that way, or earlier. And so maybe it is a break of this trend line right here, break of the wedge, and curl back up and do a back test. That's possible. I don't know if it's going to be able to do that or not. I'm really just looking for the day to get overbought again. I don't know what level. This is a failed bull flag. It was a bull flag all day until it collapsed into the end of the day. That's a failed bull flag move. So how far back up we go tomorrow, I don't know. If it breaks and drops down here to 1300, and it might recycle back up into the close. maybe it only gets to 1310 or something and hits on this trend line, or or it could do a double top. I mean, that's possible, but it all depends on how far it drops. In the after hours, we are below this level. Certainly, right now we are down here around this 1300 level already. That doesn't mean that they won't try to push it back up in the morning, and maybe it initially opens and just instantly gets oversold and starts to curl back up the whole day. I don't know. I get the feeling though that we're going to go down a little bit in the morning, maybe down to this 1290 area possibly, and then recycle back up to what level I do not know, but I think it will end up closing positive for the day tomorrow. And it's just based upon the light volume, and it's also based upon the daily chart. I just don't think that the daily chart is high enough here yet to roll over on the full stochastics or the slow stochastics. I know it looks like it's curling a little bit, but I think a lower histogram tower right here is warranted, and I think we will get one tomorrow after initial down move in the morning, then back up and close, putting in a lower tower so that we can roll over on Wednesday and Thursday, because I think that's going to be the days that we're really going to roll over. So I do think the week is still going to go down, but I think tomorrow will initially go down in the morning and then run back up and close positive. This is a common pattern that I have noticed on an initial break like this. They always want to try, you call it dip buyers, or you could call it the first little wave one down, a wave two back up, whatever you want to call it. It always seems to be the same type of scenario. And of course, it won't be an Elliott wave 2 back up if it takes out this current high and back test this up here somewhere. That's possible. That's very possible. You can just simply call it dip buyers. That's all. Dip buyers, and they just put in one more high. The last of the bulls getting on board on any move down in the morning. Wherever it goes in the morning, they're going to jump on it, and at some point it'll curl back up and they'll push it up. Maybe it'll get to new highs. I don't know. But regardless, if it does do that, just simply breaks this trend line, comes up and does a back test there, then that's an even better shorting opportunity for those who are looking for a spot to get short, because I do think that Wednesday and Thursday will be down. And they'll have some bounces, of course, but I think they're going to be more of a more continuation move like this. Whereas tomorrow, I think it will, whatever move it does in the morning, wherever it opens in the morning, I think it's going to be short-lived, and we'll curl back up and end positive by the end of the day. I just don't know how high. I'm not saying it's going to put in a higher high. I don't know. I think we just got to look at the histogram tower here, look for this thing to get finally oversold very quickly, because it's not too far away. Within the first hour or two, I mean, literally it could or sooner it could start to curl back up. So you have to do a combination of this chart as well as the 30 and the 15, of course, as well, and see where they want to curl back up and see where the selling pressure starts to die off. We just know from experience that most of the time the Feds are going to come in there 10, 15 to 11 o'clock range. They usually come in, so that kind of lets you know that probably in the first 45 minutes to an hour and a half, we're going to probably put in the low for the day and start to curl back up. Same thing here on the 30-minute chart. You can see it should go down a little further, and it should curl back up pretty soon. As you can see, we're already getting into oversold territory there. And they don't let this market stay oversold very long. They manipulate it higher. Stays overbought forever, but it don't stay oversold for very long at all. So 15-minute chart, of course, this will probably likely push down fairly decently, maybe down to 2.5. I doubt if we'll get to negative 5.0, although it's possible. I mean, but I just don't think it will. It's kind of oversold here, obviously, but it can stay oversold for a while, and I think it will stay oversold for the most part while the 60-minute chart finally works its way and finds a bottom. And then when it finds a bottom, you'll see the 15, the 30, and the 60 all curl back up together, and that will push the market higher. The daily then, since it has been moving up, it will also give a lift to the market. Again, I don't know how high it's going to go, but it should push it up here into this overbought territory again, and hopefully it will put in a lower histogram tower, even though it maybe put in a higher high. I don't know about that, but I think that for those short-term traders, getting out of your shorts within the first 45 minutes to an hour and a half is probably a good place to look if you want to exit your shorts and try to get a better spot on this bounce. So after it bounces though and goes back up, I think that will be enough for the daily chart to get ready to roll over into Thursday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and to close out the month, and for it to be down. I don't know how far, but hopefully we'll get a big nice move down, and certainly this here wedge should break. And obviously if we go down here and put and take out this low, that'd be wonderful. I don't know if that's going to happen in 2 days. We could. I mean, it obviously sells off a lot faster than it goes up, but well, it used to before Ben Bernanke turned on a printing press, and you see it go up straight vertical moves like a rocket, just like they take the elevator up and down now. So they used to take the stairs up and the elevator down, but now they take the elevator up and down. So, but after that, if we go down here and put in a lower low, then you have to look at this as the completion of most likely of this move down. If that was a wave 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and if we did a 5 right here, that should be the completion of this, and then the bulls should have a little reign of this for a while, and push that out for, I don't know, several weeks, I guess, and see how high they can go. There's still a possibility they can go up to that 1388 area, because that's a fake print on the SPY of 138.86. So especially if this dips down here and goes negative a little bit, and that gives them a positive divergence. As much as I don't like it, that's just the way the charts work. And on the weekly, of course, we should probably expect another down week, but then a possibility of it curling back up and then down again and put in a negative divergence on it. So it just doesn't roll over just right there and just go straight down like we all are looking for, unless we have some catastrophe like the end of the world scenario, which I don't want, and hopefully nobody else wants that either. So if it's, as long as it's tradable, the market's tradable, I mean, that's all we can ask for as traders. So both bulls and bears. So obviously what that would do, you can kind of expect here as we go down and approach this 50 here on the full stochastic, you can kind of expect a little bounce on that. You would normally expect it to at least try to curl over before it, or maybe a little after it, but somewhere in that area before it continues straight down. I know it can, of course. I mean, you can see it here in the past. It cut through it here, but I would just expect it to at least have some kind of curl in it, and not a straight move down is what I'm kind of looking for. So that's why I think it might curl back up and then curl back down later after we sell off here. But that's looking a little too far out. We really don't know. I'm just speculating on that because I'm thinking that we're going to go up and hit that fake print later this year, maybe in the next couple of months, and then kind of slowly roll over just a circle, just roll over like this, and it'll be the same thing here. Well, this, you can't really get a good circle here, but you get what I'm talking about. Just kind of a rounded top, they call it, I believe, which makes sense because they are still printing money until June with this POMO that's in there, so you can expect them to try to keep buying up the dips until later. So anyway, that is what I'm expecting for tomorrow. Again, to recap, I'm looking for a move down in the morning to get the 60-minute chart oversold here on the histogram towers and oversold here on the full stochastics. When it does, I'm looking for it to curl up in sync with the 30-minute chart, doing exactly the same thing. Exactly the same thing here, curling up all together in sync with, of course, this 15-minute chart, which could go down here to negative 2.5, possibly negative 5.0, and then curl back up all together in sync, and to push it up into the close and have a positive close. But after that, I do expect them to be overbought, and after they're overbought like that, I expect it to be down on Wednesday and Thursday. And then Friday, who knows? It's the first of the month, so it could be a positive day. Depends on how far we go down on Wednesday and Thursday. So let's just take it one day at a time. So, okay, gang, that's it. Best of luck to everyone, both bulls and bears. See you tomorrow.